Hey guys, this is Eric once again, and thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. Today I am back with another book review, which I will be reviewing R.L. Stine's Red Rain. Now, from the name of the author, no, this is not a special addition to the Goosebumps series. This is actually not his first, but his second adult novel. Now, I haven't read the first one. This is actually the very first adult novel from R.L. Stine that I had read, and now, first of all, if you are a major fan of the Goosebumps series and you want to get this just because you're a fan of the Goosebumps series, I'd say that yeah, you will be satisfied. However, if you're a little kid and you are only reading the Goosebumps series, don't get this book. It's too graphic for you. But older kids, like kids of the 90s who are now obviously who now obviously like the more adult themed horror, then yeah, this book is for us. Or even if you have never read any of the Goosebumps series and you just like horror, yeah, pick this book up. Yeah, it is it's a very great book. Maybe a little too graphic, but hey, what's is it horror? Like, what is horror without a little blood? If not, a lot of blood, since it's called, Red Rain. I mean, and what is Red Rain? Well, well, all right. So now I really don't want to give a lot away because there's a lot of twists and turns in this book that you really need to read for yourself. And if I tell you, you'll know what to expect. So, however, though, let me just to tell you the main plot of the book. It's about uh, it's about a woman named Leah Sutter who is an explorer, and she goes to this island to write a blog about the island. And there's this massive hurricane, and after the hurricane, she sees these two orphaned boys, and and they're homeless, of course, because they're orphaned, and she thinks that they're so sweet and full of love that she decides to adopt them. And when she brings them home with her, of course, the husband is a little skeptical, and their two other children are, just as suspicious as the father. But since the since Leah is all for it, they eventually accept them while still being a little suspicious. And then now also, there is just one spoiler in here, so if you don't want to know anything else, please stop this video. So anyway, from here, after they're accepted into the family, they the two twins actually have some evil powers, and they cause havoc, which causes some division in the family, since that the father was always suspicious of them from the beginning, and he believes that all the hazardous things that have been happening are because of the twins, and things hadn't happened like that before. So he confronts Leah about it, and they argue, and the kids are just as afraid as the father is, and then eventually the twins notice that the father may do something to them, so they end up, once again a spoiler, they end up murdering a couple people, and they frame Mark for it, and then the police kind of go after Mark. So yeah, and I'm not going to say anything else because in between all that, a lot of twists and turns. Now, my review rating on this book, I would have to say it's 5 out of 5. Now, I've actually seen other reviews about this book. The Huffington Post actually, I forgot if they gave it like a perfect rating or somewhere in between, but they gave it a good review. But I've heard some people say that this book is a little predictable, where how when you're reading a book or you're watching a movie and you think something's about to happen and you kind of make an educated guess as to what it might be, and you turn out to be right. Well, you know, e- every book and every movie has that moments. And yeah, there were a few moments of that in here, but for the most part, I was shocked. So yeah, I think people nowadays, they just want a perfect book or a perfect film where there's nothing but uh, twists and turn one right after the other, And yeah, we like stories like that are filled with the twists and turns, but sometimes we need some air in between to breathe. So yeah, so to all those critics out there who say it's 100% predictable, you're wrong. Okay, you are wrong. Yeah. So and also this book personally is actually a treasure to me. No, not because it's a good story, and no, not because it's written by one of my favorite authors. It's because I got to meet R.L. Stine at Anderson's bookstore when he was signing the book, and he signed mine. So thank you, Mr. Stine. And and he also, when before he did the book signing, he actually he was asking, I mean, he was answering questions and such, and there was this one. I Now I don't know if he brought it up or if somebody asked him about it, where he said, what is the difference between a thriller and a mystery? And he said, you know what, that's a good question. Maybe yeah, that is a good question. Maybe we should all think about it and see if we can answer that. So now that was asked about early on, so I kind of held on to that because I wanted to see if I can figure that out. And by the time, and now a little bit before I got to actually meet him, shake his hand, and have him sign my book, I did actually come up with not the answer, but maybe as a possible one. I told him that I believe that the difference between a thriller and a mystery is basically what they are. A mystery has more mystery in it, meaning more surprises and more twists and turns, where a thriller is like a mystery, except it's it's more predictable, and then he nodded his head and he said, ah, good answer. Now of course that kind of relates to what some of the critics out there have been saying about this book. Is this book more of a thriller than it is a mystery, where if it's a thriller it's more predictable? Well, you know what? Everybody has their different point of view, so if you have that to say about Red Rain, fine, but I believe that you're wrong. So anyway, yeah, and I highly recommend this book. Please pick it up at your local bookstore or at the library, or to do what a lot of people are doing nowadays. Go on Amazon and and order it, or if you have an ebook, order it on your Nook. Yeah, so I hope that I gave you guys enough information, and when you pick it up, I hope you enjoy it.